Well, I don't know about you guys, but I still have not calmed down since that Forza Horizon 5 reveal. I thought my hype for this game would die down, but instead it's just gotten even more intense as time goes on. The more that I hear about this game, I feel that they really are listening to community feedback and returning back to a more Forza Horizon 3 approach when it comes to the game, and that makes me so happy to hear. Now in today's video, I'm going to be covering a few of the brand new features as well as some returning features from previous Horizon games that will be in Forza Horizon 5. Now before I want to get into this video, I want to give a massive thank you to the Forza YouTube channel for first off providing the information, as well as a viewer, Speed4Brains. I'll leave his channel linked down below. You know, he helped me out with finding a lot of this information. I want to give a massive thank you to him. Please show him some support. Now starting off, let's talk about the map in Forza Horizon 5. First off, when it comes to size, the map is going to be 1.5 times the size of Forza Horizon 4's UK. This is interesting news, as I know a lot of people were thinking it was going to be double the size, 3 times the size, 4 times the size even. But 1.5 times the size isn't necessarily a bad thing, and let me explain why. It all depends on how they do the map. For me, I found Forza Horizon 4 had a lot of potential in the locale and setting, but wasn't fully taken advantage of in how the layout of the game ended up in the end. There was a lot of empty space that I felt could have been used better, but for having a map that's 1.5 times the size of Horizon 4's map, which wasn't exactly small, but then improving all of that empty space and packing it full of different cities and variation and jungles would really allow for an incredible map. So speaking of expanding this map, we're going to have multiple cities in the game. This is fantastic news. It'll give, instead of just having one big city as a central hub, you'll have multiple different cities, and each city will have its own unique feel, which is fantastic. Speaking of multiples, we will have multiple Horizon festivals. Thank goodness. This is something that was my main complaint about Horizon 4, is you never really felt like it was a festival. You had that main festival hub at the center of the map, but other than that, if you were just exploring the map, you wouldn't really feel like there was a festival going on. And it's really fantastic to know that not only will we have multiple festivals, but at the main festival site, it will be built on an old racetrack. So yes, there will be a racetrack in Forza Horizon 5's map. Yes! Finally, we have a proper racetrack, and not just a Lego one this time. Alongside that racetrack, we will also be getting an airstrip at the main festival site, which is going to be fantastic for drag racing and roll racing. It's going to be awesome. I just personally hope it's more like Forza Horizon 2's aerodrome than anything else. Now next up, let's talk dynamic weather and localized storms. Dynamic weather has been in the Horizon games for a while now, and it has been a loved feature for years. But it will be getting even more improvements in the aspect of localized storms. Now what I mean by localized storms is let's say you're at the south of the map and it's very sunny, you're just enjoying the time, it's dry, it's bright, super sunny, you're having a great time. But off in the distance, you can see at the northeast of the map that there's a sandstorm or a dust storm coming in. You can drive over to that dust storm and it will be there in game. So unlike Horizon 4 where if it was raining across the entire map, you will actually have variations in weather and climate and storms across the entire map. This is absolutely incredible, and I think it really adds to the level of realism, as obviously we know in real life, variations in temperature and climate can exist throughout a country, and to have that in game really adds to that attention to detail. Next up, one question that I think a lot of people had would be, are seasons returning in Forza Horizon 5? And fortunately, and unfortunately, this is true. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but if you've watched my channel for a while now, you know I'm a fan of the idea of seasons, but I am not a fan of how it was implemented in Forza Horizon 4. I found that having a different season each week was a very poor way of implementing it, because you had absolutely no choice in which season you wanted to play in. And if you didn't like playing in winter, for example, and you hopped on during a winter event, you got no choice. You gotta drive in winter. But from what I'm seeing, the aspect of the localized climates in the game will add and incorporate into the seasons so that you won't exactly be stuck in the exact same climate across the entire map. And if that's the case, I'm 100% okay with seasons coming in the game. In fact, I encourage it if Playground wants to try something new and expand across what they had in Forza Horizon 4. Next up, one of the biggest fan requested features in terms of maps would be a very, very long highway across the entire map. And I am happy to say, we are getting one. Now, we don't know what the highway will be called yet, but we know that it will be running from corner to corner of the map. Finally, we will have a highway that will rival Forza Horizon 2 and Forza Horizon 3's highways. Those were some of the strongest highways that we've had in the Horizon series, and apparently, according to Playground, it is the longest highway that has ever been in a Horizon game. This is very exciting, and I'm really excited to see what it's like in-game. Next up, a fun little feature that will be returning from Horizon 4 is that animals will be in the game. So all of the animals that are local to Mexico will be showing up in-game, which is very exciting, and I'm really happy to see that coming back. Next up, let's talk one of the most important features in a racing game, customization. And when it comes to customization, I have fantastic news for everyone that is tired of just simple Forza Aero on cars. We are getting not only over 100 new wheels for our vehicles, we will also be getting over 100 new visual tuning parts. Yes, finally, more tuning parts is something the community has been asking for a long time now, and we're finally getting it. Alongside thousands of new performance upgrades, another fan requested feature that has been just yelled at developers for so long now is brake caliper painting, and it will be in the game. Finally, no more dealing with red brake calipers on every single car with race brakes. You can now paint your brake calipers. Now next up, let's talk character customization. This was something that was introduced in Horizon 3 and then expanded on in Horizon 4, but it's going to be expanded on even more in Horizon 5. So, you can now change your hair and hair color, which is great, you weren't able to do that in 4, alongside a new feature where you can change your prosthetic limbs and add prosthetic limbs onto your character. This is really interesting, and you know, while I'm personally not a huge fan of character customization in games, I think there are definitely people who really do enjoy it, and I'm really happy for them that this is in the game. Alongside that, you can also choose your character's voice and pronouns, which is great. You know, you really be able to personalize your character and make them as personable to you or someone else as possible is fantastic. Now let's talk about some of the new gameplay features that will be in the game, because gameplay is obviously king. First off, the Eliminator will be returning from Horizon 4, which is fantastic. I was really skeptical of Eliminator when it came out, but I gotta say, you know, playing it a few times, it was damn fun. I'm not gonna lie, so having it in Horizon 5 I think is gonna be fantastic. Next up, one of the brand new features to Horizon 5 is Forzalink. Forzalink is one of the new very interesting features that I think is going to be fantastic for multiplayer. Forzalink is an AI link that will monitor the player and other players in the session, and it will allow you to seamlessly link up and sync GPS routes and stuff like that, so that you can seamlessly introduce other players into your events. So you can, let's say if you all want to do a certain race, you open up Forzalink and you can join up with other players, and it makes it very simple, no more inviting, just quick open up, mess around with the D-pad a bit, and you're all in the same race. This also works in terms of open world gameplay events. For example, there will be little mini events like the ones we saw in the trailer involving piñatas, that if you show up, you open Forzalink, you can join up with other players in the same location, and you can all sync up and easily play seamlessly. No invites, none of that. Just mess about on the D-pad and you're in. Last up, we saw this in the trailer, but it has official confirmation now. Convertible tops are in the game. Now, of course, they're not available on every single vehicle, but there will be a few vehicles where if you just press in the left stick, the convertible top will go up and down just at the push of a button. This is one of those things that, fans have been requesting for a really, really long time now, that, Test Drive Unlimited pioneered back in the day, and Forza Horizon never had this feature until now. It's finally in the game and confirmed. So that's going to do it for this video. Again, I want to say a huge thank you to Speed for Brains for helping me out with this video, as well as the Forza YouTube channel, of course. The Forza YouTube channel and everyone at Playground Games have been absolute legends when it's come to Horizon 5 so far. And I really am growing my hype for this game every day. It's going to be a little bit of a wait, but not too long of a wait at the same time. Less than 6 months and we'll be, Horizon 5 will be in our hands and we'll be playing the game. Okay, thank you all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more Forza Horizon 5 content from me, don't worry, I will be posting so much more as we will be getting more news over the coming months and approaching release date. So please consider subscribing to the channel for all that and leaving a like on the video. And I will see you guys on the next video. Take care, guys.